Welcome to Destination Business Freedom, hosted by Pat Mancuso. Join us as we explore success strategies and hacks from leading entrepreneurs, helping you bridge the gap between financial success and personal freedom. Your journey starts here.
Pat Mancuso here. I am the host of Destination Business Freedom, where I interview leaders in real estate, commercial construction, mortgage marketing, and more. Thanks for tuning into this special edition of the podcast where we take a look back at some of our favorite conversations from previous episodes. It's brought to you by the Mancuso Consulting Group, a go-to resource for entrepreneurs, CEOs, and business owners dedicated to personal and business growth. Our team of experts has coached, consulted, and trained over 15,000 entrepreneurs, C-suite leaders, and business owners in areas of sales, leadership, organizational development, and personal growth. Additionally, Pat Mancuso has successfully launched multiple multi-million-dollar business ventures, giving him a firsthand understanding of entrepreneurs' daily challenges. At the Mancuso Consulting Group, we are committed to exploring innovative ways to help businesses and leaders grow their people and improve their bottom lines. To learn how the Mancuso Consulting Group can help you unlock your full potential, visit themancusomethod.com, email us at pat@themancusomethod.com, or call 651-5037-355. Now, let's take a look back at some of the best conversations from our previous episodes. Enjoy.
The 5 steps I talk about, one is create your dream 200, 300, 400, 500. So, and that people think of a dream 200, 300, whatever it is, as a client list, but it's not. To me, it's not a client list. It's a partner list, a referral strategic partner list. It could be clients. It could be potential clients, past clients. It could be big authorities in the space. So there's a lot of, when we brainstorm like 17 categories of this. But the point is to think about who are your best relationships that you want to give to, right? And the next is reaching out to those people, right? And, we talk about getting ROI with outreach. And these are people that you off in the beginning and they know you, trust you, like you. So involving them. And for me, it's a podcast. For someone else, they may just want to do a blog post or something like that, right? That's the medium I just find the most connection with people, et cetera. And so the next is to reach out. And then there's certain methods of reaching out that we recommend. Obviously, when you're doing it in that nature, it's a give. You're not asking someone, you're not pitching someone. You're just wanting to share their story. And then the third part is really thinking of the art and science of producing the content.
The absolute best thing you can have is just a clear financial package the day you walk in the door. Number one. But I would back that up. The best thing you can possibly do with the bank is to build the relationship with the bank and the banker long before you need them.
I love that.
And people just don't do that. And, because if I know Pat Mancuso for 30 years and you come in with a new idea, I'm likely much more interested, okay, how can I help you get there than if you walked off the street and I have to start from scratch. So when people walk off the street, which is fine, usually you had a referral or somebody said, hey, call this guy. He's at least half competent. He knows what he's doing. I love when people walk in with financial statements at foot with each other. They understand they have to give me data, and they do their research ahead of time to know what data they need to provide.
Right.
So I know I'm going to have to give you tax returns. I know I'm going to have to give you a business. And I don't care about a fancy business plan. I tell people they can write it on a napkin. It just has to show that it's got thought and substance to it.
Think about many business owners where you have more than one entrepreneur. So, there's many stories of hugely successful companies and companies that get started around a campfire. And there's two, individuals and they're there and maybe they're having a cocktail and they come up with this great idea and they get into business together. Now, they may know each other and they may actually know each other from the industry, but they truly have not done due diligence on each other. And here's what I specifically mean, and I'll relate it to our company. I need to know who the individual is. I need that I'm getting into business with. I need to know behaviorally who they are. I need to know where their behavioral strengths are, not personality. There's a distinctive difference between personality and behavior. I need to understand what their track record is. I need to understand where they succeeded, where they failed, what their journey is, what did they learn. In other words, I need to look at it like as if I'm getting into a business relationship with my CEO, but they're an investor, which means there's a different level of getting into business. You have an ownership level because you're an investor in the company, and then you have a leadership level because you're performing tasks in a company each and every day.
We teach investors and wannabe investors, W-2s, how to become investors.
Yep.
So it's creative real estate versus just realtors. Are there some realtors, just to put this all in perspective, in our Wicked Smart community? Yeah, there's a small handful. I'd say maybe 10% are. In my opinion, they all should be, but it's about 10% are. As a past realtor, I now see both sides, right? Because I was a high producing realtor before I did this. Okay, so back to the market. Whenever there's chaos, like the NAR lawsuit was great for this, where I'm going, the interest rates going up, the election coming, the media still screaming since 2015 that we're going to have another crash, all these things that are chaotic.
Yep.
Means the market's chaotic, means they need a guide, means creative real estate's at a peak. Like in my 33 years, I started right when you did, 91 I started. In my 33 years going through brokerage and building homes, and now this, there's never been a better time for creative real estate because of the things I just said. So in my world, it's great.
Basic cash flow management, like understanding that when cash comes in, that's not all yours, right? You need to immediately set aside some percentage that's going to need to go to taxes, and you need to have a qualified tax advisor, accountant, CPA, who's going to tell you what that amount is, and just move it all over. And if it's a little bit more than what you need, cool, you could take it back out. But immediately that comes in. The tax people say pay yourself first. Look, I'm going to pay the people with missiles first. Okay. The government's got freaking missiles and they can take away your liberty. So they get it. They get first dibs. Now, second, me, right? Yeah. So I love the idea. Let's peel off, 10%. Let's make sure I'm paying myself a salary. I wish somebody would have said, pay yourself a salary. Don't just, take distributions. You're going to take too much in good times and not enough in lean times. Pay yourself a fair and reasonable salary. Take that off the top. Right. Now, be clear on what your major expenses are and make sure that you set aside for those as well. And then build up some kind of rainy day emergency fund. 3 months, 6 in the beginning. God dang it. Just have a month's worth of cash sitting around there so that you're not spending, so that you're, spending yesterday's dollar, today, as opposed to always catching up. It's basic personal finance stuff. Really.
Yeah. Thank you for joining Destination Business Freedom with Pat Mancuso. May the insights and strategies shared guide you towards financial prosperity and personal freedom. Continue to navigate boldly. Until next time, keep transforming challenges into achievements. Farewell, and stay the course.